Anderson. I'm a National Vice President with the American Federation of Government Employees. And I want to first start off by thanking everybody who is here today, starting with the elected leaders. We have Alderman Scott Wagaspek, Representative LaShawn Ford, Senator Javier Cervantes, Representative Delia Ramirez, Representative Chuy Garcia, Representative Jan Schakowsky, Representative Sean Caston, Alderman Mike Rodriguez, Representative Kelly Cassidy, Senator Laura Fine, Alderman Byron Cicho Lopez, Representative Teresa Ma, Alderman Brendan Riley, and Commissioner Jessica Vasquez. I also want to thank all of the labor leaders and rank and file members that are here. I want to thank the media who is here, who can help deliver this message that we have, this important message to the American people. We are here today to talk about the shutdown, the government shutdown. We're here to talk about the calculated attacks on federal workers, labor, and the American people, how this government shutdown affects the American people, how it affects the federal workers. We have a great list of speakers here who are going to talk to you about how it's impacting them and their agencies. And we're going to start with Lori McCann, the National Treasury Employees Union Chapter 10 President. Lori McCann, thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. And I just saw Congress. Yes. Lori McCann, LORIEMCCANN, and thank you, Jason. And I also see Congressman Davis that was able to attend today. So thank you so much for all of your support. So as Jason stated, I am the president of NTEU, National Treasury Employees Union, Chapter 10. NTEU covers 38 federal agencies and departments. Chapter 10, we represent Internal Revenue Service employees, including those in this building right here. So thank you so much for coming out today. I'm going to keep it short and just want to say that there are committed federal employees who are ready, willing, and able to honor their oath and just want to work. I'll tell you a little bit about IRS employees and some of the things that we do. As IRS employees, we help taxpayers to file their tax returns. We answer tax questions. We process returns. We help taxpayers resolve issues with exams and audits, appeal, tax courts. We do all of that. And we actually implement the tax laws that are passed by Congress. That is what we do. Normally we do it every single day. I will tell you that today, this morning, employees received furlough notices, including me. So we had an extra 5 days of funding and we received our notices today. This is very concerning for not only myself, but all of the employees that I represent. So I just want to say that. And one other thing, just one note. Everybody knows about April 15th, right? That's when the taxes are due. But guess what? There's another due date on October 15th. These are for taxpayers that file extensions. What's going to happen next week? I don't know. I don't know if you know. I don't know if our members know. We don't know what's going to happen next week, but just wanted to make you aware of that. The last thing that I want to say, so I can keep it short, we got a lot of really great speakers, is this. We're not asking for a lot. We're not asking for much at all. What we are asking is that the members of Congress do their jobs so we can do our jobs and help American taxpayers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lori. I also want to add, and I apologize, but I left off some really, really important, some true allies of the American people in labor, Representative Danny Davis and Representative Lauren Underwood. Please accept my humble apologies. They're standing front and center. They're here with us, and they're here with you as well. Our next speaker is Colin Smalley. He is the International Federation of Professional and Technical Engineers President. Colin Smalley, thank you.
All right, good morning. I'm Colin, C-O-L-I-N, last name Smalley, S-M-A-L-L-E-Y, and I am president of IFPTE Local 777. We represent workers at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in the building behind me. And I'm here as a public servant because I have a family legacy of this. I have a great-great-grandfather who worked for the Postal Service on the Railway Mail Service. I have a grandmother and a mother who are teachers, public teachers. And so public service is important to me. It's important to most of the members that I represent. We're here oftentimes making less than we could in other jobs in the private sector, but we're here to serve our communities. We're here because we believe in the concept of community. And this lapse in funding, this shutdown, is an escalation of a trend that already had started. We were already seeing this shutdown when they defunded the Department of Education, when they were defunding NIOSH that protects workers in every workplace from workplace hazards. We've been seeing this shutdown starting to boil, and now here we are at another place where they're making more illegal steps, making more threats of breaking the law again on the backs of federal workers, their families, and the communities they serve. And so this isn't just a shutdown. It is a power grab. That's what we're seeing. They're trying to replace the public good with private profit. And that's not democracy. That's corruption. We took an oath as federal employees to serve the Constitution of the United States, and we are standing together, many of us unpaid, but all of us unbroken. And it's because what we're fighting is not just about us. It's about our communities. We are protecting the public good from these power grabs. So what we're asking the American people and the members of Congress to do is to stand with workers who stand with their communities. Protect our services that we're here doing every day and defend our democracy, because we serve everyone, no matter who they are, not the powerful few. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. I have a couple more elected officials that are here. Hanover Park trustee Yasmin Bancoli, thank you for being here. And Cook County Commissioner Kevin Morrison is also in attendance, supporting federal workers and the American people. I'm going to pass it off to our next speaker. It's Brent Barron. He is the American Federation of Government Employees Local 684 president. Thank you, Brent.
My name is Brent Barron, B-R-E-N-T, B-A-R-R-O-N. I am president of AFG Local 648, Jason. I worked in this building for 25 years on the 8th floor. My coworkers are up there looking down on me because we're required in my agency to continue working without pay, all right, without the knowledge of when they will be paid, okay? I'm also speaking as the national president of the National Council of Field Labor Locals. I represent the 7,000 employees who work for the U.S. Department of Labor outside of Washington, D.C., that work for OSHA, work for MSHA, work for the Bureau of Labor Statistics, work for Wage and Hour Division. So I'm speaking on behalf of two entities today, my local and my national union members. I want to read a statement to you. Nobody wins in a lapse of appropriation, whether you are still working as an accepted status employee with the knowledge you do not know when you will be get paid, but are still incurring expenses, are in a furlough status and do not know when you will get called back. Wow. On top of all the anxiety that federal employees are being put through right now, we now have the added threat of mass rifts and wholesale cutting and gutting of agencies and government programs. To add to all of this nonsense and chaos created by this current lapse, we now have the White House issuing leaked statements that call into question the very law that was passed in 2019 after the last major lapse in appropriation that lasted 35 days that guaranteed all furloughed employees would get paid. Well, now the White House is questioning whether or not that law applies now, putting doubts in the employees' heads about whether anyone who was furloughed will ever get paid after October 1st. This administration is clearly flying without a net and winging it as they go along, as they pursue this very dangerous path where there are no winners and there's only continuing anxiety, fear, and uncertainty of anyone's future with their respective agency or career. and the American public is left to figure out all of this on their own. As federal employees, we swore an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution, to serve the American people, meeting our agency's mission. Well, this is no way to run a government or provide those critical services to the people that we serve. Our elected leaders talk a good game about eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. Well, this is nothing but waste, fraud, and abuse. Take it to the next level. I'm here to tell you, I've worked for the government for over 35 years. This is the first time in my federal career I have been furloughed. I'm sitting at home without the understanding when I will go back to work. I'm with thousands of other fellow workers sitting out here not knowing when we will go back to work. I also empathize with the people that are still working without the understanding of knowing when they will get paid. They're going to work, they're incurring expenses every day, not knowing how they're going to pay those bills. I'm calling on everybody to stand with the federal employees in this country and end this shutdown. Let's get back to work and do what we are supposed to do. Thank you very much and have a good day.
All right. Thank you very much. We have two more elected officials that are here. I want to let you all know that Anna Valencia, the Chicago City Clerk, is here with us, and Representative Raja Krishnamurthy is also here. So thank you for joining us. We're going to say Representative Jan Chakowski again because she deserves that. She's been a champion for the people for so long. So thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Our next speaker is going to be Jill Hornick. She's the AFG Local 1395 Administrative Director for Field Offices. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for being with us today. As the Administrative Director for AFGE Local 1395 for the field offices and the Teleservice Center here in downtown Chicago, our members and the employees in our bargaining unit represent an incredible amount of talent and caring and compassion, and they serve the American public day in and day out. They take care of you in some of the worst times of your life, when you're filing for disability, when your spouse has died and you're filing for survivor benefits. And today, they are finding out how little is going to be in their paycheck this week. They are devastated. When they were hired by the government failed to tell them part of the job is to become a chess piece on a board that you don't control, that you are agreeing to become an indentured servant where you will be forced to work without pay. I don't know how many of you can go without a paycheck and still get to work. So it's going to come to employees, and not just in Social Security, TSA, Department of Labor, EPA, any agency that still is forcing their employees to work, they're not going to have the money to get to work. And who's going to also pay the price? You. You are not going to get the services that your tax dollars have paid for. And heaven forbid, if you need the government in a time of need and the government is shut down and can't help you, you deserve better than that. So let's end this shutdown.
All right, thank you, Jill. We have two more elected officials here in attendance. Cook County Commissioner Donna Miller out of the 6th District, and Cook County Commissioner Alma Anaya, I apologize. She's the labor chair as well for the Cook County, and that's District 7. Our next speaker I want to introduce is Representative Raja Krishnamurthy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, hold the line and don't surrender. Are you with me? I want to say big thank you to the unions. Look, they're getting hurt, but the American people are getting hurt as well. Veterans aren't getting their benefits. Parents aren't getting their child care. Cancer patients aren't even getting their clinical trials. And so while we are here in solidarity with unions, we're here, all of us, in solidarity with the American people. Second point, this particular shutdown is not it has not been done out of accident. This is not an accident. It is done out of choice. The Republicans and their allies and Donald Trump are basically engineering the shutdown to punish workers, punish families, punish anyone who doesn't bow to their political will. And under the guise of this shutdown, they are also going after clean energy projects. They're going after public transit. They're going after an agenda that the American people want us to pursue. And so the third and final point is this, which is we are not going anywhere. We are not going to surrender. We're not going to bow to their political will. We're going to make sure that they're held accountable for what is happening. And that means it's time for the Republicans to come back to the table. Stop the hostage taking. Stop the games and do your jobs. The American people want their government open. And to every worker here, to every family here, waiting on a paycheck, to every American shut out of the services that they so deserve, we see you, we stand with you, we're going to continue to speak up for you, we're not going anywhere. Remember, do not surrender, hold the line. Thank you so much and God bless.
All right, thank you. Our next speaker is Representative Chuy Garcia.
Good afternoon to all the federal workers that are assembled here rallying for an end to the shutdown. We knew when we got a glimpse of Project 2025 that Donald Trump and Russell Voigt's plan was to dismantle agencies that provide critical services to people from all walks of life all over the country. And the end result so far has been about 150,000 federal workers have been pressured to leave their employment and take offers, and it's disgraceful because you can't replace 150,000 experienced, seasoned workers who are committed to being good civil servants and think that nothing will happen. Today, the shutdown is the next phase of that dismantling of the federal workforce. We're here today as members of Congress, elected officials, other supporters who are here today to say that we want the government to reopen. And what we're saying is let's sit down and have a bipartisan agreement. But at the same time, we say we leave no American behind and no one should lose their health care because you want to shut the government down and you want to cut the social safety net of our people across the country. And that's why we are here today, because this affects real people's livelihoods, people who live paycheck to paycheck, whether they work in Social Security, whether they work at TSA or the airports or our air traffic controllers, or whether they're food inspectors or EPA workers. All of them are important. And let's also remember one other thing. You know who got about $175 billion? The people that are terrorizing working families and communities like the ones that I represent in the United States Congress. Right now, I was looking at the sky to see if there were helicopters up there because I see them, my wife sees them, my grandson sees them each and every day in our backyard, hovering over us. That's not the America we know. We want America to be working. We want America to be prosperous. We want everyone to be cared for in our country, and that's why we're here today. The priorities are misplaced. That's why we say, let's sit down, have a bipartisan agreement, and reopen the government so that our working people and our civil servants can do their job and make America a better place for all. Thank you.
Well said. Our next speaker is Representative Sean Casten.
Thank you. So thank you all so much for coming out. I'm so proud to be here with my colleagues. I am even prouder to be here standing up for all of our government workers. But I am most proud to be standing with our government workers who fight every day for the American people. These are public servants. These are people who have dedicated their life to Abraham Lincoln's proposition that the purpose of government is to do for the people what they cannot rightfully do for themselves. Now, the party of Lincoln may have a big problem with everything Abraham Lincoln stood for, but I can tell you that the land of Lincoln sure as hell has not. We are here today for the really simple reason that every single member of Congress knows that by the end of September of every year, we have to send 12 appropriations bills to the president. Since the Republicans took power 10 months ago, they have sent 0 bills to the president because they spent all their time stripping health care away from the American people, getting rid of those functions of government that work, because they find it harder to stand up for the American people. Well, they find it easier not to stand up for the American people than they do to stand up to a child predator. That's why we're here today. Right? So to the federal workers, I want to point out a couple things, because we are also standing up for the law here.
Yes.
The Anti-Deficiency Act says that you cannot fire federal workers during a shutdown. That is the law. Right? The Hatch Act says you cannot compel federal workers to politicize the problem that you created because you weren't fit for your job. That is the law. And the government, I'm going to get this name wrong, but I want to get it right because he signed it. The Government Fairness Act, signed by Donald Trump, says that you cannot not pay workers after a shutdown for the time that they were furloughed. Those are the laws. And I want to be real clear with everybody who's here. If those bastards break the law, there's going to be accountability.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. All of you count.
Well said. And we have a special guest here. Governor J.B. Pritzker is joining us in support of federal workers and the American people. We are so honored to have him here with us. Governor Pritzker. Thank you. Would love me to say a few words, Governor. Oh, okay.
Well, I'd like to say it's good to see everybody, but the occasion here is not a good one. And I want to say to all of you, thank you. Thank you to all of you who are standing up and speaking out, especially in this moment when Donald Trump has not only closed the government, but also is threatening to take away your paychecks. Right. So to AFGE, to Jason, to the leadership, and to all the members, we stand with you.
Thank you.
The state of Illinois stands with you. We believe that Donald Trump is doing this, we all know, to take away health care from people across this country. And because he wants to give a massive tax cut to the wealthiest people in the United States. What do we say? No. What do we say? No. Folks, we are going to be here standing up for the rights of working people across this state and across this nation until Donald Trump backs down. We know, he says, by the way, that he wrote a book called The Art of the Deal. We know he really didn't write it. But he says he's the greatest deal maker in history. Well, then he should step into the room and negotiate and give people back their health care. So finally, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the working people of Illinois. Thank you to our government employees. Thank you to our federal government employees who are standing up and speaking out. We are with you. We're with you in this fight to the end. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Our next speaker is Congresswoman Delia Ramirez.
Let's call it what it is. Republicans want us to be uninsured, they want us to be unhoused, and they want us to be unemployed. Over the last 9 months, Trump and Republicans in Congress have been very clear about their priorities and the pain that they're willing to inflict on the American people just to benefit their billionaire bosses. They have cut our health care. They are closing our hospitals. They are laying people off. They're stealing your bargaining rights, snatching our loved ones off the street, and driving our costs up. What part of that is golden age for the American people? None of it. None of it. And they're using federal workers as pawns for Donald Trump's political games. That is unacceptable. It is why we're here today. Federal workers have been attacked since day one, and they are the people who take care of our veterans. They are the people that take care of our seniors. They deliver our Social Security checks on time. They keep our food and water safe, and they protect us at airports and from natural disasters. So let's be very clear. Working families deserve better. We demand better in this precise moment. You deserve a budget that defends health care, not cuts it. You deserve a government that protects science, safety, and public health. We have to stop the lawless impoundment of congressional appropriated funds and return the funding of essential programs. And look, let's be very clear. Donald Trump, Noam, Hegseth, and all those criminals in office, they want to use their power to try to break our spirit. But here with federal workers, here in the city of Chicago, in our downtown, we know something very clear. That the people united will never be defeated. Divided and defeated, both. That our solidarity standing here today is evidence that we will continue to hold the line. We will continue to fight for each other because we are the legacy of those who fought for the right to protest, to form unions, to realize the 8-hour workday, and to affirm our inherent dignity and worth of all people. And we know that power concedes nothing without a fight. And we, as your delegation, in partnership with the governor, in partnership with you, and with our community organizations, are going to continue to hold the line and fight like hell for our federal workers, fight like hell for our working families, for our communities, because this fight is worth fighting for. So let me end with this. We are going to lean in what we know, that we keep each other safe, that when we organize, when we practice solidarity, when we develop systems of community defense, we will win against fascism. We will hold the
Oh, thank you, thank you. Check with.
Esta administración de Trump sigue robando dinero de la gente trabajadora para desocupar empleados federales, para dárselos a ICE, para que siga.
Paris just throws shit down wherever you.
check 1 2 here. Mic check 1 2 1 2 check check. How we doing? Check check. All right. I'll hold if you need it. Got it.
It's all right. Take your time. Yep. Everybody's need a bigger rake.
Yes.
I just want to let you know that I'm working on a class action for the.
Give me a minute. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. I'm stepping away. Step away from the microphones. Happy to take. Yeah, Rose. Look, he's a coward. He says a lot of things to the camera. He likes to pretend to be a tough guy. Come and get me. Come and get me.
Governor, are you concerned, though, with what we've seen happen with James Comey, that, in the past he's made threats about, quote-unquote, locking people up, but now we're actually seeing him meeting with prosecutors who will bring charges against him?
Sure, and what kind of a country are we living in where the President of the United States is targeting his political opponents? I mean, that is the world that we're living in now, where he is calling out. He said he was going to jail Gavin Newsom. He says he's going to jail me. He says he's going to jail the mayor of the city of Chicago. These are people who stand against him, disagree with him, speak out about it, but literally have done nothing wrong. We are doing the people's business by standing up for them.
Has there been any more communication with the Illinois National Guard on what its troops are going to be doing, where they're going to be mustering or deployed or anything like that?
You know,
concerned that they'll be sent to Broadview on Friday?
I've said over and over again, the federal government has not communicated with our state in any way whatsoever about what their troop movements are going to be. I can't believe I have to say troop movements in a city in the United States, but that is what we're talking about. We're getting no information from them. They willy-nilly run over people's rights. They're pulling people out of their houses. They're asking them for proof of citizenship because they're brown or black. That is, I mean, a country that I don't think any of us should accept, and a president we should not accept.
Governor,
Shia. Right. Well, I know that reporters ask this question in part because you like me to say that we're going to pull out weapons and protect. The reality is that we're going to hold people responsible in every way that we can. First thing we're doing is making sure people know their rights so that they don't get picked up and shouldn't get picked up. And we want them, when they're afraid especially, we want them to be able to protect themselves. Second, we are making sure that people in the neighborhoods know that there are people they can call for help. Remember, there are young children who are going to school and not knowing if their parents are going to be home when they walk home. I went to an elementary school, third graders worried about whether they're going to come home to an empty home because ICE has come to take them away. And by the way, they take away not just undocumented people, they take away U.S. citizens and detain them. It's not right, and we all should be speaking out about it.
Governor, after the court ruling tomorrow, if they rule against the National Guard, like Oregon did, but the National Guard doesn't go home, then what happens? What's the next step? If they continue to deploy, even if a court ruling says it's illegal?
Look, we would enforce a judicial ruling. I mean, that you would think that the federal government and state government and local governments should be able to enforce a federal court's order. So that's why we went to court. This is a great country. This is a democracy still, although we have to keep it, and we all have to stand up for it. And so we're looking for the courts to do the right thing, and we will follow a court order.
Last one here.
Specifically, when you think about, this is unprecedented, as you said, the president calling for your arrest, Mayor of Chicago's arrest. What steps are you taking? Have you talked to the mayor about this? Have you come to a joint front about how you might react to what he could do legally?
Well, I think I've reacted. You've heard me say a few things about this already. I mean, look, he's demented, literally, unhinged. And this is somebody who's so insecure that he lashes out pretending that he can come arrest people for no reason at all. He can't. He isn't going to do it. Taco. Trump always chickens out.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
This way, sir. Other way around. Other way around. That way.